lot of it for me with conscious living is all about the inputs and the outputs, like, and this goes into permaculture.
Giving and receiving.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, who is affected, what's affected, where, how, why. I'm a questioner. Like, I'm always learning, I'm always reading, always asking questions.
It's important in this conscious path to question, right? Not to like just living in an auto mode.
Well, that's the whole idea of complacency, right? When complacent is like the generations that sit in front of the TV or just like let the system happen to them because they're not being proactive, they're not asking the questions. You know, they've just become okay with the way that things are. So.
Yes, beautiful. So you have Envision, yes? And I believe that much of all your inspiration and life purpose you put into this project.
Sure, yeah, it's a big part of my year.
It's a big part of your life now.
Yes.
So please explain your contribution and what are you focusing on, like your part, because you focus in something there.
Sure, yeah. What's amazing about Envision is that it's a cosmovision in what we're trying to put out there to the world. You know, this whole idea, at first it started out with the concept of transformational festival, which we're getting away from because it's become cliche or greenwashed, transformational washed. And so what we're really trying to focus on with Envision is sticking to the roots, you know, and focusing on permaculture being, and the earth and being our foundation for this. And that the party's kind of second, you know, and so, and for some people the party's first.
Yes.
You know, for some people, and the music is really important. You know, to some people, it's really enlightened them, and it makes their souls dance.
But music
and sing.
is medicine.
Music is medicine, yeah, for sure. And so there's that aspect to it, and the movement aspect, and the yoga, and all that's really beautiful, and so everyone has their own little kind of part of Envision, which kind of gets the whole thing moving together like in gears.
Get
you know,
hooked by something.
Yes. And so what my dedication and contribution to Envision is much of what we were just talking about, you know, with getting people reconnected, finding their power, finding their independence and their ability to learn and experience what they want to. And then what I do for Envision is I curate all the educational events which take place in the village, and so it's workshops and presentations and like keynote speakers presenting about environmentalism, about alternative economy, about community development, what else, gardening, like all different kinds of things. It's really beautiful, conscious parenting. And then underneath that, I also, not underneath, but along with that, is there's also the concept of the village witches. And so the village witches...
The
village witches, for me, a part of this reclaiming pathway that I'm taking is getting people having educational experiences. And this is in general for me, but educational experiences that are meaningful and lasting. And so with the Village Witches, that education specifically focuses on pagan spirituality and alternative medicine and traditional medicine. And so we have ethnobotanists and conservationists and herbalists, professional and family herbalists, speaking about like what is the practice and getting people, you know, it's a taste because it's a festival, it's only a 4-day event, the workshops are only an hour, and so it's like just getting these nibbles of things so then you can choose to go further with that if you want to, and trying to find like the weaving the web between all of these things and how we're all speaking about a lot of the same stuff. And so then also under the Village Witches is the Healing Sanctuary, which offers, you know, body work and energy work so people can take care of themselves, give and receive.
Yes, so good.
Yes, so good. We also have the Herbal Elixir Bar in collaboration with my friend Jill Trashley, who's passionate about waste, and the Gnome Co., which is an elixir bar out of Asheville, North Carolina.
Wow.
And so she's collaborating with me on the Elixir Bar, and our passion right there is about conscious consumption. And what we were just talking about too, with the consumption on many different levels, you know, whether it's our food, our clothes, our our media experience. You know, people are choosing to watch this instead of watching, I don't know, CSI or something weird on TV.
Yes.
I don't even know what's out there anymore.
Thank you for watching, by the way.
Thank you for watching. This is your conscious consumption right here. And so the conscious consumption in relation to the elixir bar in particular is speaking to, like, you don't need to go to the party and drink alcohol. You don't need to, you know, take drugs. Like, and a lot of people do, and that's okay. That's their prerogative. But what we're trying to educate is that you can have meaningful, lasting experience in the party as well, and the herbs are going to help you with this. Whether we're making, and they're really delicious, like cocktails that are rooted in tradition, but you know they're kind of fusiony, so they're really fun things. So we have like a traditional Coca-Cola, we have a cacao drink, we have like nettle infusions, we have a goji berry, like golden milk. We have all these like really great beverages which fertilize the body, bring clarity to the mind, and just help. And some of them are kind of stimulating, you know, because people want to stay up and they want to dance and they want to have a good time, you know. And so that's the idea behind the elixir bar. And then I also do the sacred spaces, and the sacred spaces would be the temple of the earth, the temple of the sun, and the temple of the moon. And so the temple of the earth is,
That's my favorite.
oh, so good. And so the temple of the earth is curated by my friend Rosa Elena, who is a Costa Rican wise woman, young wise woman. You know, we're age peers, and she hosts ceremonies and gatherings, a lot of women gathering, peace ceremonies like around Costa Rica. And so she is helping me curate that part and brought in beautiful people to talk about the ritual of fire and the ritual of earth and water and air and just connecting. And so we light the sacred fire at the temple of the earth, and it goes from sundown Thursday evening all the way through Monday morning is when we put it out. And so it stays this like primal heart of the festival. And so there's that part. And then the temple of the moon is also the red tent, which is a place for female mysteries. And so, you know, we're talking about female sexuality and moon time. I offer uterine massage workshop there. Those kinds of beautiful things that women do in our tents. And the history behind the red tent was that it comes like into the time of like Inanna and the time of Ishtar, when women would go into the red tent to birth, to bleed, to pray, and to die. And it was where like women came together and they kept their sacred
So
bond.
important.
So
yes.
important, yes.
We are remembering now, I feel like women
Yes.
are coming.
Women
more
are
and
coming
more.
together, yes. And so
So good.
I know, and what I noticed last year with the red tent is the men hovering around the red tent. And I'm sure it's because it was filled with beautiful women, but also because men now, like, they've been traumatized just as much as we have. And they've been the oppressor, but through being the oppressor, they've also become the oppressed in that they believe that they have to inflict trauma on people. And men cause war. Women don't wage war, you know? Like, we don't do that.
No.
But so, you know, I'm noticing the men, so then I created the Temple of the Sun. And the Temple of the Sun is for men to come in
Beautiful.
and share and try to heal themselves and go back into who they are as men and the sacred masculine. It's really easy, I feel like, in our New Age community and through like witchcraft to really just focus on the sacred feminine, but there's two. You know, like we wouldn't have life without our men. And so I want to honor our men as well.
It's so important to honor. Sometimes we forget to honor one another, and this is what turns me on most. Is like this honoring, this connection when we are both seeing the beauty
Of everybody.
of everybody.
Everybody's so beautiful. You're all so beautiful.
Yes.
And then wait, there's one final.
Oh yes.
One final
Tell us.
is the Herbal Clinic.
Okay.
And so the Herbal Clinic is a really cool thing that I started last year that is a student clinic focused on herbal acute care. And acute care is first aid. And so as an herbalist, yes, so as
That's so important.
yes, so as an early herbalist, like I came out of school, like my school was amazing, it was intellectual, I learned so much stuff, but I didn't have the platform to practice in. And so I came out like, what do I do now? You know, like how do I start a practice? How do I get people to trust me?
Yeah.
You know, especially in a society that has developed a distrust for traditional medicine. And so I developed this as a way to get herbalists on the ground working. And so they're learning from one of my teachers. His name's Seven Song. He's up in Ithaca, New York with the Northeast School of Botanical Medicine. He's also one of the founders of the Ithaca Free Clinic, which is an integrative clinic, and a phenomenal herbalist and teacher, and and practices in first aid. Like herbal medicine for him is a form of is resistance and revolution and practicing that way. And so he'll do like street medic work at protests and stuff. And so he comes here and we take on students of all levels. I have like a paramedic coming, I have a naturopathic doctor coming, and I have someone who's just been home studying for 2 years, coming. So all levels of experience coming and learning about how do we treat people on the fly? How do we take care of people in an acute situation? So whether it's at your home, someone falls and hurts themselves, or it's in your community, or you're at a protest. And what this does is it teaches us resilience, and it teaches us how to take care of ourselves and who to go to in our communities when we need help physically, and spiritually and mentally as well. Like there's a lot of that comes into play. And so we come and we do, and so we do 40 hours of a workshop here, and then we go on site to Envision and we practice. And we're working right now along with the conventional medic and the Zendo, which is harm reduction, psychedelic harm reduction, to figure out how we can create an integrated model for wellness in these large events. Specifically an event like this, which is so progressive, to only have one modality of medicine available to us felt a little weird for me, And so bringing that in and giving people true choice on how they want to be cared for, and then for the herbalists who are there practicing, they just skyrocket past some of their peers in their ability to help people and their confidence level that they get coming out of it. And so that right there is a big part of my baby with Envision, and what I'm really passionate about is, again, giving people the tools to be resilient.
You're so inspiring, Sarah. I can go here forever with her, really, really. Thank you so much.
We should create a series.
Oh yes, let's do it for sure.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Final message to inspire everyone, please.
Final message: know that you're powerful and that you have the ability to connect with the earth, with human beings, and with the plants, and that you have the infinite potential to just tap in and take care of yourself and take care of your family and take care of your community, and that you don't need to rely on the systems that have been put in place, and that none of us are here because we're self-made women. There's always people behind, or self-made men. There's people behind us who have helped us to get here, and so don't be afraid to tap in, to your community and your family. And I guess that's my message. I just want everyone to feel really empowered to be exactly who you are and exactly who you want to be, and within your community and within yourself. So, yes.
Tell me, do you offer any trainings
Yeah. So, I teach permaculture, and so here at Punta Mona, twice a year, I offer a permaculture design course. Which is actually a certificate course. It's a globally recognized standard certificate that you can take it in Costa Rica, you could take it in Vermont, you could take it in Bali, you could take it in Congo. They're being offered all over the world right now, and you're going to get this curriculum. But I teach about it specifically through the herbalist perspective, and so while people are learning about all permaculture, I'm constantly bringing in herbal medicine. And so right now I'm writing a curriculum for permaculture for the herbalist path. And I'll probably launch that next year.
Yay. Well, I'll put all the information here. Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome so much. Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
She will be here more and more. Please stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe below. Make a comment if you have any questions for Sarah. I'll make sure to pass it on to her. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Ciao.